There we go. I think we're live. I'm having one of those really weird days where I am certain I forgot something. Okay, I always think I forgot something. I'm really sure I forgot something this time. I don't know what it is. I'm going to wait and make sure you guys have got audio and everything is good. Let's see. There's a bit of a delay, so it takes a minute before I see chats or you guys hear me, so that's a whole thing. Let's see. You guys are talking about digital painting and jelly rolls. Okay, Nick says everything is good. We are good. So tonight I'm going to be giving away the painting that we do tonight. The code to enter, you will enter over at our MeWe art group, not on my personal page, not on Facebook, not here on YouTube. You'll have to head over to our MeWe art group. The link is in the video description, if I did my job right. And on this post, in the MeWe art group, again, you can't message me privately. You can't, I won't even see it. So it's not that I don't want to get you entered. I just wouldn't even know. It has to be our MeWe art group. You will see other entries there. It's for US residents only, just because I can't ship this outside of the US. And you will enter your state. So, you know, kind of confirmation that you're aware that it's US only. And don't give me your full address yet. And bok bok is the code word. If you're unaware, chicken, the cockatiel, chicken, he's actually taught, he says bok 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 bok. It sounds just like that, and it's so cute. So anyway, he is on the new sweatshirt, or one of the newer sweatshirts from the merch store, the Don't Drink the Paint Water sweatshirt, and that you can get actually over at the merch star. Oh my god, I'm tired. Merch store, lachrimerch.com, and if you wanted that, you can pick that up. But the code word tonight is bok bok for the entries. Okay, let's move that out of the way. So the canvas that I'm working on, this is a Frederick's watercolor canvas board. This giveaway is sponsored in part by Frederick's, because they supplied me with the canvas that I'm going to be painting on. You can see I've already got it painted and drawn out. So the reason that I go with these Frederick's watercolor canvas boards is they are super, super smooth. And in this case, because I'm shipping it, this is an 8x10, it's going to be very easy for me to ship. So that is just all around bonus. If you've ever painted on a canvas board before, you may have dealt with them warping, like seriously warping, like you suddenly have a taco shape or whatever. I don't know, whatever else is a rounded taco, not the, anyway, moving on. I guess I don't need to define what type of taco shell, but a soft taco shell. There, I am still gonna, I'm not gonna stop. I'm just gonna keep going with it. So those, I've had that with the generic ones from like Michael's, Hobby Lobby. Frederick's is not as prone to do that. You can make them warp, but you have to make some serious effort of bad care to get these ones to work. They're just really nice. So we'll move that out of the way. And the color that I've gone with, of course, we all know that the colors never come out quite right on this video, but mine is more of a lavender gray. It's actually a much warmer color. Let's see if I can fix that now. It was kind of close. Nope, not that one. Not that one either. Let me see. Configure video. Maybe oh, wow. That actually is much closer. Holy crap. It's accurate. It's a Christmas miracle. I really do need to decorate for Christmas. And like my thank you for making the Christmas miracle of the paint color show up accurately. So, yeah, Joseph's laughing. Yeah, I mean, how do I not teach my chicken to balk? Well, my chicken, my cockatiel, but his name is Chicken. He has to learn to balk. And he'll sit in there. I'll be in the other room and I can hear him lightly going, balk, 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 balk. And then we do a weird thing where the end balk, we see whose voice can sound worse because I have a horrible singing voice. So he'll start cracking his voice, balk. Like, it's the most horrible, hilarious sound. Him and I go back and forth on making the last balk last as long and cracking as possible. He'll make his voice crack so it's like mine. It's hilarious. Chicken's hilarious. I need to get some more videos of this stuff. Don said, good job, Lisa. 1 thumb down and you haven't even started yet. I go get his book of world records. I noticed that. I'm like, it's either Conejo or I don't know. I'm guessing Conejo. Cats Arpig said, how was the Aqua Shell event? So amazing. I have the full video. If all goes well and I have the energy to do so, I'm going to edit it tomorrow. I recorded the intro and the talking and I've got the footage and now I have to actually put it together. I'm not going to promise just because I am so drained after that show. It was amazing, but oh my gosh, I'm drained. But that should go tomorrow with the footage, but I'll talk to you guys about it tonight too. Paul said, hi Lisa, glad Halloween is over. I'm so effing excited with Christmas. I just love Christmas so much. So I like I'm torn. I'm going to start with painting here really quick. I'm going to start with my background. I'm just going to make mine a light blue, although this color would probably look cool too, but whatever. So I'm torn because I love Christmas decorations. I hate the cold so much, like passionately hate the cold. I dread this time of year. Like I like the fall, but the cold, I spend all year long dreading it, which is like a waste of the rest of the year. Like the nice weather that we get in like spring through summer, I love, and even fall. I don't enjoy it like I should because the whole time I'm just like, winter is coming. Winter is coming. It's going to be a horrible ending, just like the Game of Thrones. Winter is coming. So and after last winter with the snowpocalypse here, which wouldn't have been so bad, but keeping the fish tanks going, and now I've got the bigger one. I have another generator this time, so I'm even more prepared than last time. I had a generator the last time. Now I have two. So, I'm ready for that, but I hate the cold. I hate everything being brown here in Texas. I can complain about this for hours about all the things about winter. So I'm torn because I'm like, I like Christmas decorations, but also, is it spring yet? I'm ready for it's like fall right now and I'm already ready for spring. I think I am going to decorate for Christmas though. Maybe Sunday I'll have time. I don't know. Does that show up? Yeah, it's actually pretty kind of accurate. So part of this is off screen, but I'm just going to do solid. I may do 2 coats to make it more solid. We'll see. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not, we don't do much though, as far as like holidays. I decorate, but I feel like it's just one more thing I need to do. I'm such a freaking Scrooge. And I love the decorations, but it's also like, I need to go do that. I need to go out and do my fall cleaning for yard work. Like all the sweet potato vines are going to start dying soon. I need to go pull all those. It's just, I just look at it and go, sounds like work to me. I'm not a big one for holidays though, because I don't take days off. So anytime there's like somebody else is taking days off, I feel like stores are closed when I need to get errands and stuff done. And I'm like, it makes life harder. So I am the biggest Scrooge. I know, I'm no fun. I shouldn't tell people that. They don't need to know I'm a Scrooge. Okay, let's see. Did I manage to get new glasses? No, not yet, and I still can't see crap. I really need to make an appointment. I haven't time. Time is always my issue. This is, by the way, a really pale blue. It looks super white. I don't know if you can... nope, that just looks white. You'll just have to trust me. It's pale. It's almost white. Let's not lie. It's close. But anyway, no, I still need to make the appointment for glasses, and I need to make a dentist appointment. I need to do both of those things semi-soon. Like months ago. I've been saying this all year. I need to go get that done really badly. Especially my eyes. Those are like actually bothering me. Let's see. Where are we? Gypsy Heart said, I got 2 shorts up and my regular video schedule to go live Friday at 8 a.m. I was hoping to have everything going by tonight and I got it. So I'm happy. Forgot how much work goes into videos. That is awesome. Yay. Paul said, winter solely Game of Thrones for sure. Paul said, I've noticed my Mars Black dries oddly. Is it just me or is it a bad batch? I've not seen that. I don't know. I am not sure why that's happening. I'm no help for you. I'm sorry. So Aquashella, we'll go to that for a bit. Oh my gosh, this was the best Aquashella I've been to yet. So for a couple of, I can actually be messy and get that on this guy because it doesn't matter because the inside hasn't been painted yet. But anyway, some of the things that made this event, I think, so much more enjoyable. There are so many, but one, the lighting in this building, the building that it was in was amazing. So they usually kind of go with this club scene. Like that's the best way I can think of, which is cool. It's really cool. It's very unique, but the events usually are so dark as an artist, that's not ideal. No one can see your work. No one's going to buy it. So that has been a problem for me in the past at those shows. This time, it was really, really well lit. Hold on, I need to find a mop brush or something that can pretend it's a mop. Oh, that is not in good condition. Oh my gosh. Whoa, that needs to be cleaned. Are any of these dry? I used them earlier. Oh, that's kind of dry. So this time the lighting you could really see, which was what a difference. Like, oh my gosh. So people, that's been an ongoing thing, is trying to get people to stop at the booth. Hold on, I need to hair dry this. I'm going to put another layer. Actually, let's do the inside first. So this time it wasn't a problem. So one, I was in an amazing location. I was on the main aisle facing the door when people enter. Like I was in a corner booth, like corner up front. It was such an amazing location. So that was a big deal. And then it was so well lit, and just from the experience of the previous shows, the way I set up the booth, it looked better than the previous shows all around. Like everything about it was so much better. So that was a big deal. I made a little bit more than what I spent on the show. Not a lot. So it's not something I'm paying bills doing, but it was nice. It was nice the networking, the meeting people, meeting other YouTubers. That was such a big deal. I met a girl who is right up the street from, like, she is not far. What is that? That feather? Okay, this goes here. I'm like looking at my picture. I don't care if it's exact to the photo. I just kind of going semi-close. So she, PJ Fine Art, she's amazing. And she's like 2 towns over from me. So we'll be able to do videos. I've got to get a hold of her. And I got her, we exchanged information. I met more fish YouTubers that like, some that I already known. Like I got the Untitled Gardens, you guys know, that's where we get most of our coral reference photos from, his Patreon page. Got to hang out with Than for a bit. I met, there's a guy named Papa Shrimp, or Not Rich as I call him. You'll see that in the video tomorrow if I get it edited. But I got to meet him, and he's fairly local to me. So, you know, the networking and meeting people was just really, really cool. I got new corals, so that was also cool. What else? Oh, I need to film those. Crap, I need to film those tonight. One more thing to do. I may just not. We'll see. I may just not include those in the video. But no, I have to stop being lazy. I have to go film tonight. But anyway, so that, it was just, like I said, really all around amazing event. Really well put together. The work they put into that was like the people who run Aquashella, man, did they do a good job. So, let's see, this probably should be blue here. This is like paint by number. Pop art is fun because you don't have to think. Well, kind of. You're like, it's more like a puzzle than, anyway. So yeah, tons of fun. It was definitely a very good event. The other thing that I really liked, and I was a little concerned about this, they canceled it last year because of the zombie virus. So that, I think that was smart at the time. But now with this one, I was a little bit worried because the previous ones, everyone was packed in so tight. And I'm like, you don't really want to be that close to people. It was spread out better. The booths, like there was more room. They staggered how people came in, like VIP, early birds, and then normal. So it was never, at least from what I saw, while it was busy, it wasn't like ever, like I've seen people stand way closer together at like Walmart. So, God, I hate Walmart. I avoid that as much as possible. But anyway, that was really well done too. I was like hoping it wouldn't be too close together. And it also wasn't as loud as before. In the past, let me dry this. Okay. In the past, they had music that was playing so loud. There are 2 negatives to the music. The positive, it does create a cool atmosphere, but the negative in this case, if it's too loud, you're yelling at each other. And if you're yelling at each other, like, I don't know, you would get too close to people to try to hear them. And that wasn't a problem here. You could hear it. Like the music was not as loud. You could hear people. There were times where you're like, okay, wait for that music to pass. They did have moments where it got loud, but you just waited for that like quick thing to pass. I think it was like between speakers, but not speakers as in music speakers, but speakers as in people giving presentations. So that was much, much better. Like you weren't having to yell, you weren't having to be up next to someone's face just to hear them talk, which even like if you're aware and you're trying not to be that close to somebody, out of habit, you just do it. And so that I was really glad that like some of the stuff that they did differently. And I don't know if they did it on purpose or if it just was like an added bonus. I'm just putting 2 coats on this because I do want this part to be a bit more solid. So that was pretty cool. Like just there were a few changes that I did really like. Parking was better. Like the last venue in Dallas was a real pain to get to. It was a pain to get to the event anyway. Parking was a pain. Like everything about it was a bit difficult. And I felt like everything at this event just went so smoothly, from parking to unpacking. Now I was lucky because I was closer to the back door. So it was not a long walk for me to carry everything in. So that was a nice little bonus for us there. Like it was just it went weirdly smooth how well everything, oh crap, I just got rid of that, how well everything went this weekend. Because you always have things that don't quite go as planned. I didn't have much this time. Like it was just a really great event. I got to meet a couple of patrons, like 3, I think. Stacy, I remember Stacy's name, and the only reason I remember is because I actually typed it out on my phone when I posted over on MeWe. So I'm not sure if, hold on, let me turn this on. I'm not sure, I don't remember everyone's name, and I feel bad. I'm so bad about names. So yeah, that was pretty much it. I got some corals from Jason Fox, which is like kind of a high-end coral vendor. My friend came up and he's like, I've got a credit. He asked how my tank was doing. Actually, my friend who set up my tank, he's like, how's your tank doing? And everything's going well. I've told him about the fluke situation and all that. And he goes, well, how are you on corals? And I said, yeah, I've got some frags going. I'm growing them out. And he goes, well, I've got a credit with Jason Fox. Go shopping. And I'm like, I don't want to use your credit. And I tried to get out of it. I was like, oh, all right. And then I'm just not going to do it. Well, Sunday he comes up and gets me and introduces me to Jason. And he's like, okay, go over to the booth. I've got a credit. I'm like, oh my gosh. Too giving. Oh my gosh. But I got some amazing corals from him. I got some really gorgeous corals, like smaller frags from, my budget is smaller frags. I got some smaller frags from zoanthids.com. Oh, they're just, wow. I'm so excited. So they're in coral quarantine for the next 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, right around there. And yeah. Okay, plug your ears. One more hair dryer and it bent. Quick, I want to explain, why did I paint this lavender first? Why didn't I just paint it blue? I could have, but because so much of this lavender, I really want it to peek through the pinks in here, and it's a fairly neutral color. I really can't talk. Dear God, am I exhausted after this weekend. It'll take me a couple weeks to get even remotely back to normal. But anyway, I wanted this to peek through, so that's why I did that, and then made the base color, and then I just used my tracing and transfer paper to transfer the image on cleanly over that. So that is why I went in this order. Paul said, I've noticed, okay, got that one. Sarah said, hi Lisa, loving your recent videos. So much personality and education. Love your work. Thank you. Whoops, this jumped. There we go. Paul said, no way, and the booth was lovely. Did you open the kid's backpack too, huh? I'm not sure what that is. And I don't know what we were talking about where that was. Jack said, would you ever do a larger colored pencil piece, or what is the biggest colored pencil piece you've done? I think 16 by 20 is the biggest, and I don't really want to go, unless I'm airbrushing the background, then yeah. Colored pencil's too slow. I don't feel like colored pencil is the best medium. I work in so many mediums. Colored pencil can do big, but I've got to get a lesson out every week. You know how many lessons I would have to break that up into? It's too long. I would lose people. So yeah, no bigger 16 by 20. And even then it's either going to be sanded paper with powder blender, or it's going to be where I've airbrushed the background if I do like a hot press watercolor paper. So I'm doing a big lesson this week for Patreon. The last lesson. So let me back that story up a bit. The Patreon, I've done a few adjustments. So now the lessons will have step-by-step. You can download an image like this is what you should look like, or your work should look like at step 1 if you're following along. This is what it should look like at step 2. So that way it makes it a little bit easier, I think, for those who are following along. So one of the things that I wanted to do this week was a beginner one. So that one went up yesterday, and I want to do that same Sun Conure. But what would I do differently if I was going more advanced? And I'm back and forth on if I want to leave the paper white on that or if I want to airbrush the background. I think I'm going to leave it white. But on that, I'm going to go bigger, but I'm going to leave the background. Either way, point is I'm not filling in a background that large with colored pencil. It can be done. It is very time consuming, and I'm I don't personally see the point in my case because I do work in so many mediums. So I'm like, well, I don't want, I did it once on a tiger and I was like, I'm never doing this again. That took forever. Heather said, it looked like you had a great time at the show and I love the charcoal pieces. Thank you. Sarah said, Christmas here is around 104 degrees. It's kind of weird. The snow must make the holiday prettier. I don't know. Not in Texas. In Texas, we don't get much snow. When we do, no one knows what to do with it. So it's best if we just don't. But if we have snow, it's for like a day, maybe two normally, except for snowpocalypse. But last year, it's brown. Everything's just like all the trees, mine are all losing, my crepe myrtles, everything's losing the leaves right now, which is kind of pretty at the time. But then once everything's bald, your grass is brown, your trees are bald. It is not pretty here. Like everything's just cold and brown. It's unfortunate. Those who live up north who have the snow, I mean, they have to deal with the snow as the negative, but at least it's pretty. Let's see. Did I jump too far? Don't forget, if you have a comment, do the @Lachri Fine Art. It'll highlight my name in orange. Otherwise, I just don't see your comment. So if I'm ignoring you, it's not on purpose. I just don't see it. Jack said, do you have a spare pair of glasses or are those the only ones? The only other pair I have that are this prescription are sunglasses. Not super useful. Paul said, basically gave you an offer you can't refuse. Huh? I don't know what we're talking about, Paul. I'm so confused. I'm not going to be able to keep up tonight. I'm telling you, my brain is just fried. I am like, yeah. Open backpacks for trick-or-treaters. No, the trick-or-treaters, I just sprinkled candy all over the table and let them grab what they wanted. So I didn't have to touch the children. And it also drew attention to the booth, which was nice. We'll be talking about that tomorrow too. Rosa gave me dogs a bone each, but only one wanted, but they only want the other has. They're not that bright sometimes. Oh, that's totally normal. Mine, I give it to them in separate rooms because if I'm going to have a dog fight, it's going to be over a bone, even though they both have one every time. Now, mine have never had that. I've never had the problem with them, but that's a very common reason you'll end up with dog fights. Okay. So now I need this kind of orangey red color. What brush do I want? I guess the same one I was using will work just fine. So I'm going to block in some of the bigger areas first. I'm going to make a hot mess is what I'm about to do. A lot of white in there so it stands out nicely. Lynette said, snow up north is pretty when it first falls. Then it turns gray and disgusting. You know, I actually have seen that. I went to Chicago years ago in the winter. It was during an ice storm out there. And it was not very pretty. It was, I know what you mean, where it just starts to get dirty, especially in the cities. Like out where you're out in the open more, it wasn't bad, but in the cities, it definitely was not a pretty look. Jack said, I have a person I know and looked at their website. It made me laugh because they had drawings of celebrities with their watermark. I don't think that's how it works. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think it's very common for new artists to not understand the whole copyright thing. It's very common for new artists to be really angry when you point out, hey, you know you can't do that, right? Like I had a guy who's actually really good. He lives local to me and he was talking about, you know, potentially doing a collaboration and it's like, yeah, but I'm going to need you to do some original work. Like you're awesome, but I'm not pushing the celebrities on that's not going to work out too well. Jack said they had a message that said no one used my artwork without my permission, and I was thinking, well, you're using reference photos without asking. Yeah, that's actually pretty funny. Man. It's kind of like, I always laugh about this. Tattoo artists have a tendency to be very like, don't steal my design, don't steal my work, and it's like, except half your designs, now not all of them, a good tattoo artist comes up with their own design, but it's like so many, I've had them steal my work. And it's like, it's so common in that industry for them to steal artwork by somebody else to tattoo on them and they think it's no problem, but don't steal their tattoo ideas. So they're very protective, like they don't want other tattoo artists copying them, but they'll copy a tradition like me, my work. It's like, wow, you're kind of a tool, aren't you? It's really annoying, especially if they put watermarks on the photos of their artwork. And it's like, that was mine. had that happen. I'm sure it's happened more than I know of. Like, I'm certain of that. But I had it happen with, I told you guys about this, a lady who had me do a portrait of her dog. Somebody contacted her. She posted the finished painting on Facebook, and someone in another country, so that made it weird, like hard, like they apparently thought, well, we don't have to follow the laws, even though technically you do. I just wouldn't go through the trouble of going after them for it. But anyway, moral of that story, she had, which is weird. So this is weird anyway. Why would you want someone else's dog tattooed on you? So someone else's dog, but my painting of that dog, odd, but I mean, I guess, okay. So it was just very, it was something. So, but the tattoo artist watermarked it, and I'm like, wait a minute, I got no credit. So that tattoo artist didn't even say this is where I got the painting from. I was not happy. Now, the main person I was unhappy with was the owner of the dog who gave permission. You don't get to give permission for someone to use my art in other art or for prints. Like, yeah, it's your dog, it's my painting. You can give them permission to use your photo of your dog, but not mine. Let's just say I never did any work for her again. Actually, I don't think she would ask me. I think we were both pretty pissed at each other. It was, well, she was 100% in the wrong legally, so that's, I guess, what matters. I need something to use as a tiny little mop brush. Let's see if I've got anything down here. I have them. I just don't know where they're from. Oh, you're little. Let's see if you'll work. Or if you'll just shut all over the place. Don't forget, if you want to enter for a chance to win this painting, that is over at MeWe. Link is in the video description. Code word is bok bok. Chicken's favorite saying. Yeah, that'll actually work as a base layer, and then we'll put more on top of that. This is going to look super messy and super ugly until the very end when we come through with the black lines. That's when it all starts coming together. Paul said, big events and conventions sure wear you out. I used to go to comic conventions, and boy, I slept the whole next day. Yeah, and the setup and the tear down, and like it was absolutely like, God, everything hurt. Like, I felt so old. And I knew I would feel like that after, because I always do after these shows, but given, you know, the time, I'm over here going, am I getting sick? Am I getting sick now? I'm super tired. Am I getting sick? And it's not. I feel how I normally would after an event like this. It takes me weeks, because I have, if you don't know, I have fibromyalgia. So with that, ankylosing spondylitis. And then I think I might have had a gluten contamination thing, because I was eating a lot of crap I don't normally eat. And it's just, I have not been feeling amazing. So I'm thinking, I'm over here going, am I getting sick? I don't think I am. I think it's my normal feeling, but it's always like right now, super paranoid. I'm being the biggest hypochondriac in the world right now is what's really happening. Let's see. Jack said, I took all my celebrity off my website and just left my own self-portraits. I'm so glad I found you as using celebrity photos without permission before. It didn't cross my mind. I think I have a few fan art pieces, but nothing's for sale. No prints in that case. And even that could be, you know, if they ever asked me to remove it, I sure would. But I left the ones where, like, Game of Thrones used to encourage fan art. So I left those up thinking I should be safe, but you never, I mean, who knows? It's always a risk. They could change their mind and start requiring artists, like, not to do that. So it's just, you have to decide if it's worth it. So I took my stuff down, like I had done Black Widow. It's easy to draw someone who's had that much Botox because there's no wrinkles, and their face doesn't move. Although then it looks like you just drew plastic. So, you know, there's that. But I took that one down. So I did take Disney's very, very, like, don't use their stuff. So it depends on who it is if you're going to do fan art. How much caffeine did I take that day? I only had 1 cup both days. That was it. I think Sunday night, once the event was over, we went to In-N-Out. So In-N-Out, that's where if I'm going to have gluten contamination, I swear it's always going to be In-N-Out. But they, I had big iced tea there. I can put sugar in my tea. I normally don't do that. But I had a big iced, like, huge In-N-Out. If you don't know, their drinks are huge. Had that, and I refilled it. So I had a lot of caffeine after, but not during. I felt like I did, though. It was actually, even at the show, my hands were a little shaky, I think, from not eating well. But, yeah, I felt like I had more than I actually did. But I was being super careful, not wanting to be sick. And I've had so many headaches lately from the caffeine, so I was really trying to behave myself and not get sick from it. Jack said, yes, I remember when I first found your channel, you had a Scarlett Johansson drawing. Yep. Yeah, no one will see that one again. It wasn't that good anyway, honestly. Lynette said, so nervous. I offered a pet portrait to be raffled off for rescue fundraiser. Never done anything like that before. I'm wondering what I've done. Any tips? They have samples of my dogs. So I stopped doing, well, okay. I don't do those for two reasons now. One, if I want to donate, and I get it because a raffle wants items, but keep in mind you will be contacted by giveaway stuff going, oh, it's tax deductible. Not for the artist. It absolutely is not. You do not get to deduct anything except the cost of your supplies. That is all. Those giveaways are not deductible for us. So always keep, and I mean, we don't typically care. We're just donating because, goodness of our heart type of thing. But be aware, they will be like, yeah, you get a tax. No, you don't. That's a lie. Not how the tax system works. Otherwise, you'd be like, yeah, it was a $1 million painting I donated. Like, I get why you can't donate that, but, be aware. So anyway, this is off camera. I'm just going down to the bottom of the canvas with that same color. But anyway, the other thing is during a raffle, the painting will never sell for as much as it's worth. Ever. You're better off to just donate cash. Like sell a painting, a portrait, and then donate that cash. Now you can argue, yeah, but you can get commissions that way because you get your name out there. I have never gotten a commission from something I donated from a raffle. Ever. So, and I've done a few of them. But that it's just, you're better off just donating cash and then that cash is deductible. So, that's the thing. But then as an artist, we always, it can be hard to make the sale in the first place. So it may be easier for you. So, okay, fine if you want to do that. But in that case, even, I don't think I would donate a custom portrait because one of the problems I had, and I've done it, people are going to provide you with terrible photos and expect it to look like your other work. It's very hard to get them to understand that's not, I need a real photo. Well, this dog is passed or whatever else, but I won the raffle, so I expect it to look like your other stuff, even though I'm not providing you with the photo that you would really need. I've had the biggest issue with attitudes from people who won raffles, not from actual customers. I had one person contact me Christmas time. So they won a raffle. I never heard from them. That I don't even remember. It was probably an Italian Greyhound thing. So they won that, never heard back. They wait almost a year. Now we're up near, no, it wouldn't have been a whole year. Maybe it was like 9 months. They waited till right before Christmas, which is going to be my busy, a portrait artist, that's when you get the majority of your commissions coming around Christmas time. So they expected that and they expected it quickly and with a terrible photo. And this has kind of been my experience with a lot of stuff, like not winning the raffle people were a bigger pain in the butts than people who actually paid. I guess I don't know. I don't know why it is. I'm sure there's some psychological reason and breakdown on why people do that crap, but I didn't like it. So what I would do if I wanted to donate a giveaway, I wouldn't donate a portrait. I would donate a finished painting of whatever breed it is or something like that. Just so it was done out of my hands. I don't have to deal with the person, but I mean, I get where that wouldn't always be beneficial. Now, on the flip side, as far as, let's say you're trying to build up your business, and so that's why you want to do some of these giveaways. I have had where it was very beneficial for me to do giveaways off my own social media. I've gotten business that way because they're at my social media in order to enter. So that made a big difference. But I've never had someone from a giveaway like for Italian Greyhounds or whatever come back and be like, hey, I saw that giveaway. I'd like to hire you. I've never had that happen. So if you're looking at it for anything other than just helping the foundation, like hoping it'll help your business, it probably won't though. So just a few things to keep in mind with that. So I guess my advice is don't, but I mean, you're already committed, so I get you have to, but the reference photo is going to be your main challenge there. Your reference photo and making sure that the person knows once I start. First off, I'm not starting. You're right at the holidays. If let's say they do the giveaway tomorrow, they get the thing for you December 20th and expect it on the 25th. Make sure you've got something written down with when they can expect the work from you and something very realistic, because then they get all pushy and rude about it. Let's see. Where are we? Paul said, I think this aquashella is the best just by looking at the live streams of other creators. They had a year to prepare and the preparation paid off. Yeah, it was really good. Jack said, would you ever do a self-portrait with your dogs or other pets? That would look so cool if you designed it well. I want to do one, not with the dogs. I want to do one with like the fish and the birds, something smaller. It's really hard with dogs, like, and especially two. So I want to do one with like fish swimming around my head, maybe some coral on my shoulder. I don't know, stuff like that. Like something weird and surreal is what I want to do. I just haven't done it yet. Moody Roan said, it's been a rough couple of weeks to where I've lost my will to paint. So this live stream is a bright spot in my week. Makes me feel a little bit normal. Oh, I'm sorry to hear you're not having a good time. Oh, hugs. You know, if we hug people these days. I'm sending you, how about good thoughts? Happy vibes? I hope things feel better soon. Jack said, have you ever done a commission and then the person was really nasty and rude about it? Yes, but it's because she kind of went crazy in general. There was a woman that had bought several things from me years ago. Now, and I've talked about this before. I actually talked about this in a recent live stream. Don't ever publicly, like if you make videos, don't bash customers. The only reason I'm doing it, I don't take commissions. I don't care if I don't get customers from it. But if you're trying to get customers and you ever post something on social media that, you know, people need to, I've seen this all the time. People need to back off and be patient. I'm getting to their commissions, blah, blah, blah. Don't do that crap. You look like the crazy person. Even if you're in the right, you look like the crazy rude person. People aren't going to want to hire you because what if you start talking about them like that? So before I tell this story, general rule, do not talk crap about people who are your potential, whether it be a customer or a client with commissions. Don't do it. Keep your mouth shut. You deal with crappy people. You talk about them in private to make yourself feel better, not publicly. I'm not taking commissions. I don't talk publicly. So anyway, this one woman, she seemed to think we were weirdly close friends. We chatted a lot. We chatted on the phone a few times. I mean, she was nice. But she had hired me for several commissions and then she stopped paying it. And initially I didn't worry about it because she always paid. Then she stopped paying. Then well, my husband doesn't like this one. Yeah, but it's exactly what you asked for and you loved it. Doesn't matter if you don't like it, you're paying for it. So she ended up kind of going really nuts at one point. And I guess this was a common trend with her. I later found out like a lot of people had problems with this woman. But I wish I knew that before because she sure tried to badmouth me. It didn't matter. But she tried to badmouth me to, I found out later, to other artists when I was trying to just be quiet about it. And like, okay, she kind of lost her mind. But anyway, the breakdown was she had surgery on her knee and expected to be treated like she just lived through this atrocious event and like almost died type thing, which she didn't. It was knee surgery. She was fine. But I'm busy. I paint all the time. Like, I'm not going to contact my client nonstop or, you know, be up their rear. Like, are you okay? How's it going today? How's it going today? You'll get one out of me maybe, and probably not even that because I'm sorry. I'm working nonstop. So anyway, she really went off on me on what a horrible friend I was, on how this was weird. She had asked me at one point to live with her. Like I could move in the basement with her and her husband. It was weird. Like it was a little weird. And I just was like nice and like, yeah, no, I'm good. But anyway, she like, so that kind of gives you an idea of the level. And I should have looked at like, oh, she was being a little bit more clingy. And that makes sense on why she went insane when I wasn't who she wanted me to be when she had her surgery. So yeah, it was kind of, it was interesting. But anyway, she made the portrait. She still owed me money for several of those commissions. So she certainly made things very difficult, at one point, trying to get paid for some of them. And then she was trying to exchange the ones she decided she didn't like, even though they were too custom. I couldn't resell those. I gave them away to someone for Christmas. Because she finally was like, well, just keep them. I'm like, you're still paying for them. But she wanted her other painting, and it got weird. It got really weird. So that's one of the only times I had someone super weird. I did have another woman, and I wasn't upset about it, though. She wanted I need to go lighter than that. She wanted a portrait of her dog. This is when she was the first one I showed. You guys have seen it before. It's been a while. But the first time when I decided to start spending more time and I took my graphite portraits from a sketch to a black and white photo, making it look more like a black and white photograph. Hers was the first one where I was like, instead of spending 45 minutes, I'm going to spend 8 hours and see what happens. It came out amazing. She loved it. She never had the money. She kept putting, I'll get paid this way. I'll get paid this day. And it just got put off. I finally gave it to a veterinarian. It was hanging in their office. So, I mean, that went on for months. And that's like always take a deposit. Back then it was $50. I didn't really, whatever. I'm not out a whole lot. And I would rather keep it than sell it for $50 because I put way more than $50 of work in it. So it wasn't a bad experience for me. Let's see. Where are we? Yes, thank you, Jack. Remember to like and subscribe and head over to MeWe in order for a chance to win this when it's done. I promise it'll be cute when it's done. Dawn said, how long do you wait between coats of gloss clear? I've never used Liquitex clear. Okay, so the Liquitex varnish, I wait for 3 hours in between light coats. 3 hours is my go-to. That's what the bottle says. Just follow the directions. You should be good. Paul said, I think it's psychological, Lisa, because they think, oh, hey, they got lucky to win the raffle, so they expect something good too. I just can't. Alicia said, if they're winning a raffle, I expect it to be good. Like, I want it to be my best work, but I can't do that if they're not providing me with their best photos. Like, they don't get that. But if they weren't my customer in the first place, they don't necessarily understand that's how that works. So I think, like, I absolutely want them to get my best work. I just want them to be realistic on the time frame, be realistic on the photo that I need. That sort of thing is really where my complaint is. I never want to provide someone with something that's not my best. But yeah, they can certainly make that difficult. Leisha said, surreal self-portrait with your fish and birds would be awesome. Yeah, I definitely need to make that happen. Lynette said, yeah, the art's on the side to help with my medical. Actually, professional dog trainer specializing in fear and work a lot with this particular rescue. I don't expect business for, then you're fine then. It just makes sure when the person wins, or let them know when they enter, if you still have that option, the time frame. I think that's important, and that the photo they provide will make a difference in the outcome of the artwork. Paula said, oh gosh, live in the basement. It was like a finished basement. It was pretty. I'll say that. I probably made it sound way worse than it was. It was just, the moral of the story was just more that she was a little bit more attached to me than what would have been healthy, I guess. But we'll go with that. It was a nice basement. It was like an apartment basement type thing. But yeah. Let's see. Whoops. Paul said, red flags all over. Once they gradually show you their true colors, that's when you deuce out. That's creepy. Yeah. And I had heard from other people stories like, well, when her husband actually would text and call me and thank me for being her friend because she had a hard time keeping friends. That should have been the big moment. So, yeah. When is the time change? I thought that was October. Did it happen? Wait, no, it didn't happen, did it? When is it? I don't even know. EO said, I might have missed it, but where did you get the reference photo from? This one was either Pixabay or Unsplash. I think it was Unsplash. And then I threw it through a filter, and then I went in Photoshop and put the heavy dark lines around it. Got really quiet. I feel like I should whisper that in a very creepy way. So speaking of scary stuff that you guys ask about all the time, I actually watched some scary movies this week, or last week. This week, I don't even remember when, but I was kind of proud of myself. I thought of you guys, because that got brought up last week, scary, because I normally avoid scary movies and stuff. It was kind of interesting. I don't remember the name of it, but I was proud of myself. It wasn't a well-known movie. It was well done, but not well-known, I guess, from what Matt was telling me. And if you're thinking, well, I'm not going to enter the contest for the giveaway because it's too hard to win something. There were, like 30-something entries last time, Nick? There aren't a lot of entries, so you have a decent chance to win. Next week in the U.S., Nick? Okay. Oh, on Sunday the 7th, Clark Fine Art said. Gypsy said, it sounds like borderline. That's what I thought, too. Because I have, one of my best friends has borderline. Actually, I haven't talked to her in a while. I need to call her. Or not call, text. We text. And talk on MeWe mostly. But she's borderline. And I'm not outing her. She's very open about it. Which is cool, because learning about it was really cool. But she felt the same because she knew the same person. And she was telling me before I had any idea, she goes, she's borderline. Trust me, she's borderline. So yeah, we felt so that way too. Because her attachment level was not a normal, like, she was nice. but very not good. And the problem here, and this is what kind of comes into, we need to be aware of that on our business, because she started trying to badmouth me and make me look bad when it was like, and I'm not saying anything I am publicly now because it's so long, there's no way anyone would know who I'm talking about. But, well, my best friend Chris would know. But anyway, it was, yeah, she was telling me, watch out for that. And sure enough, that is where that went. And it's one of those things when you're dealing with, and now I did learn something from her, because I've dealt with a few other people who are showing, Gibson, stop chewing your toenails. Stop it. He bites his nails. You're weird. Stop it. It does make it easy to clip those nails, though, when the ones he bites. But anyway, I worry about, and I've had this happen before, where somebody felt they knew me really well because of YouTube, and so they contacted a company that I worked with, and were claiming, well, I know Lisa, and I'm like, I don't know this woman. I mean, I knew she was in our art group. We ended up having to remove her because she was causing problems. There was, I'm good until someone starts making other people feel bad. Like, you start attacking the mods, we have a few things that we will remove people for. And she got to where she was actually contacting people on my behalf. And it's like, when someone starts doing that and I'm having to do damage control, like, I don't know this person, I'm not involved with them, that gets concerning. And that's kind of like in the case with this person, was a good lesson for me. Don't let that go too far when you've got those red flags, because they could damage your reputation. Better not be chewing your toenails over there, mister. Yeah, I know. You got caught, huh? That is a guilty face. Let's see. There we go. Linda said that, okay, everyone's saying the time change is Sunday. Okay, good. Lay down, Gibson. Paul said, Global Me would have accepted the offer of living in somebody's basement. I don't know. Somehow I get victimized when people sweet talk me. Oh my gosh, no. Rose said, have you seen Stranger Things? I did not. Oh, which season? Okay, I loved first season. Loved it. Which season were they working at an ice cream parlor? That's the season. I only made it like halfway through. I didn't even finish it. It just got to where it was so... I didn't like the characters. Were annoying to me. They were doing stupid things. They were just so, like... There was just too much I didn't like about it, and I just stopped. I just lost interest. So I didn't finish after that season. Maybe it got good. I don't know. I just was like, Yeah, only 25 entries so far in the giveaway, so you guys have good chance. Jack said, are your blinds open? It freaks me out sometimes because I keep expecting to see someone peering in. I need to stop reading creepy things online. They are open. It's the studio. Like, bedroom blinds are always closed. But yeah, in here, I like, because I can see outside, although they are dark. It is dark out there tonight. Holy crap. It is actually kind of creepy with how dark it is. Like, my lights out there barely, they're on. I just can't see them. I'm with you. It's a little creepy out there right now. But yeah, they're open. My brave hounds would scare anyone away. I mean, would you not be afraid? Let's see. Season 3. Okay, so season 3 I didn't finish. I don't know. Did it get any better? Because it got to where it was just annoying me more than anything. I wasn't having fun watching it anymore. Let's see. Booty Rome says, Lisa's stories are the best and even better when they turn into rants. How many seasons have there been now of Stranger Things? Like, I love the concept. That's the sort of thing that I love. It got to where it was like so, I don't know. It's a rant I'm not going into right now. Let's see. Season 1 was phenomenal. Season 2 was too long. Mixed bag. Season 3 showed signs of being bad. They better wrap it up at season 4 or 5. Stefan said, I'm going to watch your latest Patreon video after the stream. I'm really looking forward to this one. Yay! The Sun Conure. Yeah, the colored pencil one. That one, if you guys follow along with it, let me know. I want to see what yours come out like. I'm really excited with the new format. That's what I want to start doing on all the Patreon videos. Because it's not that much. It's maybe an extra... I think by the time I edited the photos and put them in, maybe, let's say a total extra hour a week of work. So it's not that much more, but I think it'll be really helpful for people. So let me know if you like it, because it is enough work that if you guys aren't liking it, I don't want to continue. But if you think that that's helpful, definitely let me know. Now you can see I'm not copying this exact to the reference photo. It doesn't need to be. I'm just using that as a general guideline on where I approximately want lights and darks. Rose said, there's been 3 seasons. 4's coming in next year. Personally like season 2 best. No, Kathy, if you've already won, we're trying to make it so more people can get it. But Jason, wow, Lisa's not ranting about something. You just missed my sort of rant, sort of. But yeah, it's we may get to the point, like, I think I have it if you've won anything in the last year. I haven't even sent yours, Kathy. Thank you for asking, though. I should have pointed that out. Hi, Kathleen. Just a warning, if you ever do pop art stuff, you're going to be through, at least for me, I absolutely hate it till the very end. That's completely normal. Don't give up. Keep layering until it looks good. Just like the t-shirt says. Or sweatshirt. I don't know what stuff you got. Paul said, gone are the days of shows having 100 seasons. At most, keep it to 4 to 5 seasons. I wouldn't mind. Thanks, Carol. I wouldn't mind if they had long seasons on stuff. I like that, if it's a good one, to keep going. Like, I need to go back and start watching, what is it? Like the longest running show ever. Supernatural. I need to watch those again. Because those ones, when I did watch, I did lose interest just in that, like, I don't have TV, so I stopped watching. But I know they're on, I think, Netflix or something like that now. I may put those on. Those ones, I felt that they, at least when I was watching it, and I watched lots of seasons, I never felt where it got really bad. But then you get to see, like, shows, anything that is on, well, and that was on the CW, wasn't it? So much of the writing on CW shows starts out really good and then gets horrible. Like, they switch writers, and it just gets like, do you have a 14-year-old girl writing this? Because the overreacting, that's the one that always gets me on shows and movies where someone, usually CW shows, they act like somebody said something, somebody did something, and they overreact like it was the worst thing that could have been said or done. And you're like, no one would have even cared if someone said that. Like, you're being ridiculous. Like, this is just stupid. And yeah, that's what I feel like most of the shows these days, the stuff that I've watched are. If I remember correctly, Supernatural didn't really get too much that way, but I don't remember all of the seasons. It's been so long, but I don't remember it really annoying me, which is unusual. I wouldn't mind if seasons went longer if they kept with good writers. I don't know if writers just get bored. I don't know what happens that ends up being a thing that they have to switch. But I don't like it. Keep the good writers, please. I don't feel that's too much to ask. Like, what was the one that I was talking about before? Green Arrow. I really liked that. Well, I couldn't stand the actress they had playing Laurel. Well, everything from her acting skills, the amount of, she looked like a weird skeleton zombie thing. Like, that is not, way too many procedures to look human. You don't look human anymore at that point. She looked just like, oh. Every time you looked at her, it's like, oh, something went wrong there. Someone took something too far. But anyway, I liked that show at first, but you could tell as soon as they start switching to another writer, or what was the newer Lois and Clark, or Stories of, whatever the newer one is, it started out really good, and then it just started like, it's getting boring towards the end. Or I wouldn't even see the end. I don't even know if you finished the season. Let's see. Supernatural did end up ending, huh? Who is spamming me? Someone from California. Don't want to talk to you. Do we get earthquakes in Texas? We have. They're not super common, but yes, we definitely have. Turns out if you do enough drilling, that stuff starts happening. Who knew? Let's see. Thanks, Kathleen. Paul said Supernatural recently wrapped up and Walking Dead better because the zombies are not a threat anymore. I haven't watched. I gave up on that one a long time ago. I got super bored with it. Jason said, I heard it, but it tuned it out because I have heard of her before. Oh, and Lisa, you have to have a personal disclosure that no one can speak for you without personal approval when I'm king. I'll do that when I'm king. Jack said, I hate it when you watch, I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time reading, obviously. I hate it when you watch a movie and just think on how on the earth did this person get this job because they're really not good at it, right? So true. Joseph said she was everything I hated about Arrow in the beginning, Laurel, but her sister, his dead girlfriend, is awesome on Legends. See, and I liked her. I really liked her character. I like she was really cool, good actress. She was unique looking too. I liked that about her. The actress that played her sister, she was the blonde girl, right? She was like, she was cool. Good choice on the actor there. Legends we didn't get far on. I don't even remember why. That one we got bored with pretty quickly. I don't remember what happened to where we were just like, this is dumb. It could be so good. It started out being so good and then it just got dumb. So many of those shows do though. They start out and they're like good writers and then dumb. Okay, what do I need next? I need like a dark, I need Caput Mortem, but that's colored pencil. Paul said, here's hoping Loki wouldn't get bad. Oh, right? At least the Fool, I would say, no, that's not true. They did the reverse. It started out terrible and got good. Like I think by like the third episode, my husband was ready to give up and I was like, no, or maybe this is the first or second episode. He was like, this is dumb. I don't want to watch this. And I was like, let's give it a chance because, the other one with the redhead with the why my brain is so fried right now. WandaVision. That one started out really bad and got really good, or like really boring, and it got really good, I thought. So I was hoping Loki, and Loki did. It started out like, really? This is what's happening? Well, Owen Wilson ruins everything. God, I can't stand that guy. But it got good, so hopefully it continues. I really like that one. Paul said, I'm so done with CWDC shows. Like, I'm done. It makes me dumb. Feels like I lose every last bit of my brain cells. Jack said, do you like a series on Netflix? There's a good zombie series called Black Summer. Ooh, I'll have to look into that. Rose said, NCIS is never ending at this point. Just keeps getting spin-offs. It's also a spin-off from Jack too. So NCIS I never got into because I hated the actors so much. That girl with the stupid, like the wannabe goth. Oh dear God, I could not watch her attempt to act like she was goth or an actress. Like, you didn't do any research into that character, did you? Also, your hair's too thin to be putting into ponytails. Put on some cute little, like, you can make it be cute if you put in the little hair clippy things. Anyway, total side rant that drove me crazy. But I couldn't watch that one. And it was just it was too dumb. It was just dumb. I didn't like it. I don't know if any other ones are good. Also, I should throw this out. I didn't do my typical speech. If you are looking for just a straight art tutorial, that is what my Patreon is for as little as $4 a month. Well, anyone who was annoyed by that, me talking so much, is already not here. But for as little as $4 a month, you get access to all of my longer tutorials. There's a new one every single week and 300 available immediately when you sign up. And that is straight out just, this is what I'm painting, this is what I'm doing, this is why I'm doing it. It's not, let's chat about movies and TV shows and stuff. These videos, the live streams are a chance for me to get to hang out with you guys, chat with you about anything. No politics, because we want to actually end liking each other and just have fun. And so that is what these are. I should have mentioned that. I screwed that up. How would you mix a Caput Mortem and acrylics? I don't know. I'm about to find out. Well, maybe not, because I don't know if it would even go with the rest of this. I'm not sure. I'm thinking red. Maybe burnt sienna, red. Burnt sienna and red, a little bit of, teeny bit of white and black to gray it up, I'm thinking. That is going to be way too dark. What is my favorite show? I don't watch normal TV normally. The color does not work. I don't really watch normal TV, so I can't say much there. It's normally going to be like Netflix or something like that. Serenity or Firefly, whichever one was the series. Both of them are amazing. That was one of my favorites ever. What else? This brush doesn't... Oh, actually, this brush could work because this needs to be more solid anyway. I'm trying to think. I can't think off the top of my head. Well, you stumped me. I don't know, because everything ends up terrible. Like, there have been so many shows I started out liking, and then they just end up terrible. Except for Serenity and Firefly. And I'm glad they came back and did the movie and wrapped that up, because, oh my gosh, I can watch that over and over and over. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. It's an older one. If you've not seen it, you should go look it up. One is the TV show, one is the movie, and I can never keep it straight. I'm sure someone will correct me in the chat. Joseph says, because it's purposely cheesy like Shakespeare, it plays into the cheese. If you accept it for what it is, it's a great show. Which one were we talking about, Joseph? Wait, are you telling me you're leaving out giant empty voids underground and can have a bad side effect? Say it. So, wait, what? Okay, I missed a bunch of chat. Hold on. Wait, are you telling me that leaving giant empty... Okay, that's about the earthquakes. Giant voids underground can be a bad side effect. Say it ain't so. Yeah, turns out. Crazy, right? Let's see. Sheila said, are you painting with acrylic tonight? I am. The supplies, if I did my job, are listed in the video description, but there's a good chance I didn't do my job and they're not there. But it should be there. Jack said, do you like series on Netflix? Because there's a good... Okay, you said Black Summer. You know what I did really like was The Witcher. I am super looking forward to that next series or season. Although I heard that Henry Cavill is only doing the second season and then they're replacing... Well, not replacing, but he's doing something else after that, which made me sad because he was amazing or is amazing with that role. They said the next guy really does look like The Witcher, so that's cool, but that also sucks. So I was sad to hear that. Because I definitely think he's just does such an amazing job at that role. So that one I really liked. I'm trying to think if there's other ones that I'm excited to come back out. I can't think of any off the top of my head. I'm sure there's more. I'm just, again, fried brain. Let's see. Because it's purposely cheesy like Sharknado. I like Sharknado. Plays into the cheese. If you accept it for what it is, it's a great show. Which one are you talking about, Joseph? Hi, Sneaks. Nick said, okay, got that one. This is so out of order right now. This is just a hot mess. Sorry. Oops, and then it jumped again. That made it worse. I'm going to be even more confused than I was. Paul said, oh, did you watch Magnum P.I.? I thought Tom Selleck was a good-looking guy. Like, damn. Yeah, my mom was in love with him. So that was kind of before my time of really paying. Like, I remember the show, but it wasn't, like, something that I would have watched at that age. But my mom was so in love with him. That's what I remember from that show. Now he just tries... Isn't he the one that tries to rip off older people with reverse mortgages? Good job, Magnum. Ripping off the elderly. Proud of you. Sheila said, and have you worked with vinyl paints? I have not. I don't know anything about those. I actually haven't even heard of those. Pamela said, I've been watching the new CSI Vegas because I love the characters of the original show. See, I'm the opposite. I did not like the characters. Or at least a couple of them I really couldn't stand. Jack said, I had a teacher before. Oh, Joseph, you're probably talking about brown coat for life. Let's see. Jack said, I had a teacher before and she would always tell me acrylics are plastic crap. How wrong she is because your pieces are so beautiful. Some art teachers are so ill-informed. It's a joke. Thank you. The reason that she thought, can tell you right now why she thought that. Because she couldn't use them. People, whenever you hear someone who will go, you know what, it would look cool. I have an idea. I want this orange glow thing here. People, when they go on about, oh, that medium's crap, unless it's an issue of it being archival, then I would understand. But a lot of people will say something is crap just because they don't know how to use it. That really sums up most of that. Hold on. And acrylics are one of the harder mediums to learn to do well, for sure. Acrylics and watercolor, I would say, are two of the more challenging, which is funny because a lot of people will go into an art class and they want to do acrylics or watercolor because they think it's going to be easier. Less complicated as far as like you don't need paint thinner, obviously, so I get that side of it, but the cleanup's easier, that's for sure. But yeah, no, it's much easier for me to teach someone oils than it is acrylics. Acrylics take a little bit more. Did I ever watch Agent Carter? I want to say I started to. I don't like prequels very much, and I feel like that felt like that one was. So I don't remember if we watched it or not. So my memory is so bad. I can watch something like I will watch Supernatural over again. So shows or episodes I've seen, I will have no idea how it ends. It's like watching it for the first time every time. No memory. So that'll be a bonus. So yeah, I don't remember if we watched that or not. I don't think I did. Jack said, she would always try to steer me away from acrylics. I don't know what her problem was. Her problem was she didn't know how to use them. And so she assumed because she couldn't, they were bad. I see that crap all the time. Joseph said, did you know there are Firefly comics? I think I do, because I think I've seen Matt with some. I've never read them, though. I don't touch his comics. I don't want to mess them up, because it's a whole, like, don't touch this, don't touch that, hold it like this. You know what? I'll just go ahead and pass. Let's see. Jason said, okay, no politics. How about art history or sports or books? Oh, wait, we have talked about a lot of it already. Well, I don't know anything about sports, so I can't go there. Art history, I don't know a ton about. Yeah, no, we need something better. Legends of Tomorrow is the cheesy one on purpose. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. But yeah, I don't remember liking it. I remember getting a few episodes in, and I don't remember what it was. There was like some catalyst that I was like, this is the point, I'm done. I just can't, I didn't enjoy it. I think that was it. I just wasn't having fun. And I don't know why, because I don't remember that much. Where are we? Paul said, what do you think would happen to Mandalorian since the lead actors left the show? I don't know. I'm not a Star Wars fan, so I wasn't watching it anyway. Matt was. I have no idea. I mean, I think people will follow along anyway. They'll replace them with somebody else and people will follow along. But yeah, I don't know. Companies are making some decisions lately, aren't they? Let's see. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead. I want to do, should probably use a slightly softer. Do I have one that's in better condition and soft? I don't think so. Nope, because I need to wash all my brushes. Okay, you're going to have to work. So let's see if this looks good on top. Kind of like it. Maybe a little bit of red. Yeah, I like that better. I want to get this almost fluorescent look, more so than what the reference photo has. So I'm using orange. Now, orange is so translucent, so I'm just going to glaze that over a lot of this. I may glaze a little bit of red over too once it dries. I've got lots of time, so I can play with this a little bit more, which is nice. I'll put some orange here. I think this one needs more red down below. More red than orange. Hi, Sherry. Sherry from Ontario, Canada. Been following you for years and love your work. Quick question. Thank you. Do you use slow dry retardant or anything your paint stays wet so long? I do not. I think the slow dry stuff makes your paint, actually I want this to be really bright, so I need to paint this white first. Slow dry stuff, it makes the paint goopy. I don't like the texture of it. Just paint fast and spray water on as needed. So I put water in a fine mist sprayer, this guy here, not a regular spray bottle. That is going to give big heavy droplets, but if you put it in that, then the I can keep misting this and keep this wet for hours if I wanted to. So what I'm doing, I want some of these feathers to have this really bright red, but in order for that red to be as bright as I want, I need to put white on first. So that's what I'm doing. That red is too translucent, and I can't just mix white in with it or I'd end up with pink, which is fine for some of this, but not for everything. Anywhere where I want that red to be like, wow, that's stop sign red, I need to paint white first. Where are we? Paul said, encourage Matt to have a comic channel because he seems like a comic savant and it would be cool for him to review or share content. I've talked about having him do that because we were talking about that at one point. And he's just like, I just don't want to do, like, I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to do whatever. So I don't think he would stick with editing it. I don't think he would keep up with what is required to make a YouTube channel, like, successful. I think he'd be good at it if he did it. I just don't see him following through. He'd have to have more interest, like not interest as in people being interest. He himself would have to have more interest to go through that level of consistency, like all of that. I don't see it happening, even though I think he would be very good. He could do that. He could do like Magic the Gathering cards. I don't remember what the game they're playing right now is. It's something else that was similar to Magic. He likes it better. Tammy said, Firefly was the TV show and Serenity was the movie. I will never keep that straight. I don't hear many people talk about it. I can watch it over and over. I think it was underrated. Oh, absolutely. Cat's Art Pig said, I found my clear plastic palette today and cleaned it up with alcohol and it's okay now. Will a scraper work on this kind of palette or should I stick with alcohol? I would stick with alcohol or just soak it in hot water because plastic, the scraper is just going to cut into it. It will scrape, and if you get scrapes on plastic, the paint will like always get into that area and you don't want to use anything harsh or scrapey on that. Dale said, also interested if you might try vinyl paints. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of it. I'm going to have to find out more information. Jack said, what are some of the things that people say to artists about artists that really bug you? When someone decides something's not real art, they'll decide a certain style isn't real art. I don't like that. I don't like when people just discourage an artist, because somebody might start. We all start out terrible. That's how art works. You start out terrible. Welcome to being an artist. So it really bugs me when you get people that will discourage an artist, or the attitude of you have to just be good, you're born with it, and then they tell other artists that, and well, you weren't born with it, you're not good now, so therefore you weren't born with it, therefore you will never be good, therefore give up. How many therefores can I do? Probably more. But yeah, that's definitely one that has always driven me crazy, is when someone does something or says something that discourages another artist. It's crappy, and we lose good artists because of that. How many good artists would we have if they had been encouraged instead of told to give up because they weren't born with it? So that is probably the biggest like pet peeve of what somebody will tell an artist. The other thing that will bug me is almost on the opposite end of that, or the other extreme, is when somebody has this whole, oh, you're a good artist, you should just quit your job, take a year, focus on your art, unless you are super financially well off. Like that's a terrible idea. You need to be doing your job and working on your art at the same time. You want to learn to hate art? Try to be an artist in a single year and depend on that income. You don't want to give up your job until you are already making as much as you, like consistently making what you need to make. So those would be a few for sure. Let's see. Are there any art YouTube channels you enjoy watching? I don't get a chance to watch them often, but I always like Lena Dania's. I really like Jason Morgan. They're both friends, so I'm partial. Those are the two that, Joseph's, obviously, our moderators here. Joseph's Clarkfight Art has been doing live streams, which I have not had a chance. I've been so busy to check out, so I'm looking forward to looking at those. I like watching videos from my friends more than like people I don't know. I watched a video that was just horrible advice. It was someone with like 1 point something million subscribers, and she was just giving horrible advice. I don't like, so I want to stick to my friends. I know they give it a good, I like what they say. Linda said, we named two of our outside feral cats, Kaylee and Jane, or Kaylee, yeah, Kaylee is what it was, and Jane from Firefly. Today I saw a kitten that was probably theirs. Yeah, give me the creeps when I thought about it. Kaylee, what is her name? I have not seen that in forever. Paul said, what's the difference between artist acrylic versus enamel, Latex, house acrylic paint? I don't know the details, but I know I've had the house paint peel. I've done that when I've done murals, or if I've tried to paint on something that like peeled off when it was thick. Weird. I don't know what made the difference. I don't actually know the difference. I'm no help there. I could make something up, but that's not super helpful. Gypsy Heart said, the fact that we all have different tastes had to preface the one saying, this is how I am doing this, not the only way to do this, and how this looks, and others might. Yeah, no, that's a good one too. The art. Oh yes, I'm so with you on that. The artists that act like their way is the only way. And then bash anyone who does something different. Where is, I know, there it is. Yeah, definitely agree with you on that. Jack said it's the Maybelline commercial. Maybe she's born with it, or maybe she worked her behind off for years. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Or the people that come up and do the whole, you're so gifted. Or, you know, that's a gift from God. Okay. No, I'm Christian, so it's not that I'm offended when someone's like, oh, God gave this God. Like, that's not the part where my issue is. My issue is in, I just threw my brush at the easel because I was having such an issue. Hold on, let me find it. It's, oh crap, that's way down there. And I need that brush. Where did you go? Brush, I miss you. I'm not mad anymore. Come back. Okay. Ow, my knee does not want me to stand up. Oh, I'm back. I made it. Got the brush back. Anyway, that attitude of that, you know, it was a gift from God. No, maybe we can say that he put me in a place where I wanted to learn to paint, where I was interested in it, where I was patient enough to keep sucking for year after year after year before I got good. We can say that. Or if you want to say you were born with it, like it was a genetic thing, because I've heard people do that too, like, oh, if both parents are artists, then your kids must be art, you know, that sort of thing. The work, if you don't do the work, I could be born as somebody who could play violin well, but because I don't practice, it's not going to be good. It doesn't matter if I'm gifted or not. If I don't put in the work, it's not going to sound good. And it's the same, I know, because I've not been practicing lately. It's the same thing with art. Like, it's not, oh, it drives me insane. Are you dry? You're not dry. Yeah, Pauline, when you put contact us on your card, yes. And we all did that in the early 2000s. We all had, like, I had my actual voicemail was thank you for calling, or something like Lachri Fine Art. We will get back to you. Me. Who was the we? I don't know who I thought I was talking. No, I'm not restarting. Freaking Windows. That is going to be not the right color. It moved, but it worked out. It was okay. Okay, let's get some red in there now. So we had to put the white. White needed to dry so that I can now go on top with the bright red. Gypsy Heart said, come back. You're doing it wrong. When I'm like, no, this is how I want it to look. It's archival. There's no wrong. What is that is what I was going for. Bye-bye, Karen. Yeah, everyone who has to tell you, well, if you did it this way more, or this way would be better. Well, when you paint, I get that a lot on my videos. A lot of people will go, well, you should have done this or you should have done that. Well, if you don't like it, or I don't like this or that about what you did, well, then when you paint it, you can do it that way. Unless you're a customer, a paying customer, and this is a commission for you, I don't care if you like it or not. And it's always people, when you go look it up, those comments, especially when it's on YouTube, I'm like, oh, let me see what your art looks like. What? You have no videos? Surprise. Jack said, I hate it when artists really complicate their website and you have to click a million times just to see their work. Yeah, that's a big one too. Like, it doesn't need to be separated. It makes sense. Okay, here's what makes sense for me. When you separate things, like if you go to a coral website, if you want a specific mushroom or a specific, like, separate mushrooms from zoas, from leathers, from, separate the different types of coral, because a buyer, that makes a difference. But when it comes to art and a website, no, don't do that. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. No one appreciates that. I'm okay if this goes into the purple because it just adds an extra color. Like, I don't really have to stay in the line here. This is way brighter in person than what's showing up on that. Let's see. Paul said, yeah, people would likely contact the person, would likely like to contact the person than the company. Yeah, but back in the early 2000s, like, everyone was trying to be a company. Everyone felt like marketing-wise, no one knew what we were doing with marketing, and we all felt like we had to be this big professional company. And it's funny because it's the opposite with art. Although, I don't know, maybe the buyers wanted to feel like they were talking to a more professional. I have no idea. I'm glad we changed that because it didn't make any sense. but there's still people who do it. Or one of my other ones is somebody, or when people put welcome to, like, their website, welcome to Lachri Fine Art, or a landing page. Now, there are times where I know that there's a reason for that, but you usually know. To have something that you're saying welcome on your website. First off, the landing pages are stupid because now they have to click again. The more clicks you do, the more likely you are to lose somebody. But the welcome to, like, why did you take up valuable real estate saying welcome to? Like, oddly, I would, if I wasn't welcome, you just wouldn't have a website. Like, this is stupid. Where did I come up with the name Lachri? The L and the A are from my name, Lisa, and then the CHRI is for my sister's name, Christy. My mom used to breed basset hounds and Shih Tzus. She worked with, like, show breeders. And so, like, we didn't have a ton of dogs. We had ours, and then she worked, like I said, she worked with the show breeders. So responsible breeding, all that stuff. This was back in the 80s, so very different than what things are now. But she, her kennel name, what she used was Lachri, because she mixed, her two daughters' names, and that's how that started. Now, when doing pop art, if I was doing something that I was, like, bigger and really taking a lot of time on, I would go with a Liquitex soft body to get a more opaque color than what I'm getting here. Like, that, it tends to, it makes your life a little easier if you do a lot of pop art. You may want to use soft body instead of Liquitex Basics because you do have more opaque, like, colors like this. Paul said, I think businesses nowadays are shifting to become customer friendly or more than engaging. Yeah, they're almost making themselves intentionally look less professional. Some businesses, I think, are taking it too far, where it's like, okay, you're a bigger business. You may want to be a little more professional than that, or trying to get involved. I don't like the businesses getting involved in politics, businesses getting involved in, like, there's certain things where I'm like, okay, if you really felt that way, you would have been saying and these things all along. But now that you're coming out and making all these claims, you're just pandering. I find that more offensive. Like, I find the fact that you're pandering to groups of people versus that you actually believe what you're saying. If you believed what you were saying, you already would have been doing those things. But you're changing now. It's all for sales. It's all for, like, I don't like the pandering at all. Like, I like if they do these things because that's what their company stands for and that's just what they've always done. That's awesome. But that's not what like, today we have a lot of companies that are, I don't like how a lot of them are. I just think it's pandering, and that alone sucks. Like, do it for real. Don't do it to pander. Anyway, Jack said, do you have frogs? And if so, was wondering, how do you clean their homes or look after them? It's really interesting to hear how you look after different animals. So I have my Santa Isabels. Can you see? I don't know if you can see them. Does that show? My head's in the way. You can kind of see, this way. That is the tank with the Santa Isabel dart frogs. So they're actually quiet tonight. Oh, because I didn't feed them before I started. That seems to make them bark more. But the Santa Isabels I have, and they're in a bioactive. So the way that mainly gets cleaned off, every day I take a heavy misting bottle and I spray all the poop and stuff off the leaves and stuff. It goes in the ground, and then the cleaning crew clean that up. So, and then I do put new leaf litter every so often so that, like, the poop's down buried and they're not on it. You don't want them to get a bacterial infection or something like that. So the cleaning is done mainly through the breakdown of the springtails and isopods. So like little bugs that live in the dirt that will break down the waste, and they turn it basically fertilizes the plants, which are doing really well. You can't see, that thing is just taking off. So that is how I do them. And that's the same for my, my Lucamella dart frogs. They basically, same type of setup, and then just larger. And then my red-eye tree frogs, they're a little bit different. So I have the same type of setup with in the vivariums, the bioactive. I need to turn this light off because it's making me blind and I'm not, there we go. I'm kind of in the dark, and I apologize. Actually, I can probably fix that. But it's blinding me. I'm not able to see the details over here anymore, the way the light's adjusted in this room. Let me change this really quick, because that is turning out to be, nope, that's not what I want. Face. Change that. Brighten it up a bit. I don't have a lot of control with the camera here. Let's see. I don't know. That's whatever. We'll just go with that. So the red-eye tree frogs, the ones in the bioactive vivariums, it's pretty much the same thing. You know, you just, if you see poop, their poops are bigger, so I'll remove them. But otherwise, it gets eaten by the cleanup crew in the tank. And I'm gonna pull, okay, now I need that magenta color. My ones in the quarantine tanks though, Purple Frog and the two, I call them the Derp twins, the two special needs frogs. They are derpy, but they are the Derp twins. One of them sleeps on the floor. They're deformed, and so their legs make it hard. One of them seems to have a hard time climbing. He likes to lay flat on the ground, which is normally you'd be like, well, you're dying. That's not a healthy frog. But because of their deformity, I know he's going to sleep on the floor a lot. So I keep them on paper towels. They're wet paper towels. I change them every single day. I change the water on all the red-eyed tree frogs have to be changed every day. The dart frogs don't have water in their vivarium other than what's in the bromeliads, because you keep that just misted down. But anyway, that color actually works. The ones in the hospital tanks, they are on paper towels. And so those paper towels, I change out every single day so we don't build up bacteria or anything like that. Frogs are really sensitive. So yeah, they're a lot more. I changed them actually before we started tonight, so I didn't have to do it after. But I changed their water, I changed the paper towels, wipe everything down. And then for the red-eyed tree frogs, I have to change their crickets out. Or I put carrots in there so they're gut loaded, they're eating, but then redust them. Jeez, it sounded like someone let out air out of a balloon over there with that big sigh. So yeah, that's how I take care of them. I think that's about everything. You have to dust their crickets every night with, and I put new crickets in, make sure they're fresh and clean and dusted and all of that. That is done every single night. That really doesn't need to be every night. Now that they're older, they could get away with being fed every other night. But I'm like, I like them to have food if they want to eat. Red-eyed tree frogs aren't big eaters. So if they might even think about wanting to be in the mood to eat, I want it available for them. So that's how I do it. Jason said, I was glad she's doing great. I'm waiting for them to get tanks in at my local reptile store so I can make her bigger tank. I got a new planted aquashella for hers. I got a black velvet alocasia. If you want to look that up, they are gorgeous. So I got a little one of those to grow out for her. And yeah, she's doing really good. I just fed her last night, and she's so funny how she forces like the food. There are 3 huge crickets. I'm like, oh, that's not going in her mouth easily. No, she slurps those in like spaghetti. Like she wants that food. She's doing really well. Jason said, Lisa, on the painting, is the layer going to be brighter across the whole piece? I don't know what you're talking about. What layer? I don't know what you're talking about. No, I mean, a lot of the purple, I'm leaving this as it is. It's a little bit brighter in person, but I'm leaving this purpley shaded thing. Let's see. Paul said, and the thing is, the people they're pandering to aren't even pleased at all, so it's counterproductive. Yeah, it's disingenuous. Like, if you felt that way, great, fine. If that's a part of your, great. You should treat everyone equally and respectful. I am with you on that. But now all of a sudden you're doing it to be popular. Like, it just seems so fake. Like, do it for real. Not to try to, anyway. Paula said, is that cadmium red you're using with that vivid red? So the red is not the same color you're seeing there. This is, I think, the Naphthol Crimson, if I'm saying that right. But it doesn't look, it looks like a darker, I don't know if you can, that is too orange. That does not look like it looks in person. So that wasn't helpful at all for you. Get a few more feathers in here. Actually, I don't want that one there. I'm just going to cover that. That's better. That was looking weird to me. We'll be choosing the winner in just a few minutes here. Well, Kathleen, the crickets that I'm doing, they're not wasted if they're not eaten. I keep pieces of carrot in there for the crickets, so the crickets will stay alive fairly long in there. They're put in bowls, the food. I have feeding bowls so I can make sure they're eating. I keep them in there. Hi, Art by Dr. B. I keep them in there with that, and then I just remove them, redust them, and put them back. So, yeah, it's a whole event. Oh my gosh, we almost get to start with the black lines, and that's what makes everything look good. I'm excited. Put some stuff down here. Yep, another one maybe. This does not have to be exact to the reference photo. The reference photo is just a guideline. really like this color. I'm putting it all over the place. This is pulling things together really nicely. So have you guys started decorating for Christmas yet? I'm just debating on when I want to put all my decorations out. I don't really do much for the outside of my house. It's just the inside. Mostly because I don't want to go take down the decorations. Like, it's going to be cold when it's time to come down. I hate the cold. So no, I don't do lights or anything. I'm boring. But the inside I like to decorate. Kathleen said, oh, well, I'm glad to hear the crickets have a little comfort. I love them. Yeah, I don't want them to sit in there and starve. Well, and it's a waste of my money, too, if they're starving to death. I pay a decent amount of money for crickets every month. Let's see. Paul said, do they eat flies, too? The dart frogs eat fruitless or wingless fruit flies. The red-eye tree frogs just eat crickets. Joseph said, one of my pet peeves with OBS is that the color correction filter is just a hue slider, not RGB sliders. Well, in the webcams too, like the webcam, it depends on that. Like, so even with OBS, I'm not able to make those adjustments. The one on my face, I can't change a whole lot there. So the camera makes a difference too on what abilities they have, which is it's annoying. I just like, technology-wise, how have we not invented good webcams? Like, there's a thing we can do with good cameras and setting that up with a capture card and a whole complicated thing that I have not done. But, well, I tried it once and that would slow down my computer. I've gotten a new computer since then, so I'm sure it's fine now. But, like, something, I just want a plug-and-go webcam. Like, let's see. Whoops, that just jumped. Art by Dr. B said, what happened to the digital art piece? Have I missed that one? I was homeschooling, so I'm really behind now on all these videos. So that one got finished. I say finished. We're done with the video. I need to go back and do some touch-ups, and then I'll release it for you guys if you want to download it and use it as a wallpaper or whatever. But I still need to do a few off-video bits of work to it. I just don't want to do any more live because, dear God, we dragged that out so long. I was losing viewers. Like, we need to do some new stuff. So I'm just going to finish a few little extra fish and a few little things on that, raise a light and stuff. I'll do that separately, and then I'll release it for you guys. No, Joseph, if I'm going to put up the effort to put those decorations up, they better be up more than a month. And I take my decorations down Christmas Day. Don't ask. But I'm like, if it comes down then, I don't know why Christmas decorations on after Christmas are depressing to me, and I'm not sure why that is. But that, and I get all excited. Like, I'm ready for spring. Take them down. I'm ready for spring now. So yeah, I am. The only thing I leave up is like anything on the outside. That can stay up longer, but inside decoration, that comes down. So yeah, no, those are going up as soon as I have time. Paul said, I have just made wreaths and assembled our 15-foot Christmas tree. Oh my gosh. Monica says, hi, Vic says, hi, Monica. My mom says, hi, too. We're doing a slumber party watching you and eating ice cream with homemade hot apple pie. Oh my God, that sounds so good. I'm so jealous. Someone said something recently about peach pie. I'm like, I have got to find a gluten-free peach pie. They have gluten-free bakeries out here. I may just have to splurge one day and eat. That sounds so good. Let's see. Dee said, tradition for us is weekend after Thanksgiving. That's what we did as kids too. When we were younger, that's what we always did. Thanksgiving decorations, then Christmas. See, I don't do Thanksgiving though, so I'm good. Eos Love said, I love Christmas decorating, but yes, taking it down is such a pain. Lynette said, family tradition demands we decorate as part of Thanksgiving together. That's a good idea. That's cool. Belinda's art studio said, I'm starting to decorate in mid-November. Sheila said, I'm loving this painting as is. Thank you. Gypsy Heart said, I decorate ideally my birthday weekend, so middle of November. We're all over the place on when we decorate. Okay, so the black lines. Let's see which paintbrush will work better. Usually I'll go with a flat, but I don't know. Yeah, the flat's in pretty good condition. So when you're doing this sort of thing, this is one of few types of paintings where I think that I need new paint out. That's going to be thick and chunky. Using a black paint marker actually looks really good. Like that mixed media look, it works on something like this. So don't feel like you know, you got other options there that it's easier and it looks awesome. If I had a black marker here, I would use it, but I don't. I should pick one up because I'm sure I'm going to be doing more paintings like this. Like, choking on my own spit because I'm a classy lady. I was looking at, there were so many paintings that I wanted to do pop art of. So yeah, I'm sure we are going to have several. Now I want variation in the thickness here. I do not want this all the same. I want it a little bit wiggly. So I'm adjusting where I'm putting pressure. And you want to make sure you have both enough paint and enough water on there that it flows smoothly. That is very important for this. And variation is such a big deal, though. We don't want this all looking that. You do have to watch with the paint marker. You will have to go through a few areas and make it a little bit thicker so you don't get too much uniformity there. Let's see. Gypsy Heart said, if you like cobbler, I have a really good gluten-free cobbler recipe. You can use whatever fruit you like, peach, blackberry, etc. I used to make one for myself. See, the problem is, and this is why I don't make them anymore, I did have a gluten-free peach cobbler that I was able to make, and I would eat the whole thing all at once because it's my favorite thing. Like within a day, it is all gone. I have self-control issues with sweets. So I need to like go somewhere that has desserts and have that, but I can't make it and then, yeah, it'll be gone. All of it. Major self-control issues over here. I mean, because I decided, and this is part of probably why I haven't been feeling well, I ate so much crap this week, and I'm like, I'm not even going to worry about counting calories. I'm going to go back to that this week. But while I'm cheating, let's also get some gluten-free Oreos. Yeah, not a good idea, but it was tasty. But I also ate the whole thing between me and my husband, and I think I ate most of them like in less than 24 hours. Monica said, what charcoal pencils do you suggest? I'm going to try my hand at it. So I've been using, I don't know if I'm really picky about it or if it's just that I haven't been using it that long this time around that maybe I will be picky the more I use them, but I've been using Generals and I know that those are good. I know Derwent makes them, but I'm not sure, like I haven't used them, so I'm not sure how much I like those. I mean, I like Derwent products, so I would assume I'd like them, but I'm not sure there, but the Generals is the one that I've been using. So this canvas, ask that. Belinda's Art Studio said, how do you make your canvas so smooth? So this one is a Frederick's watercolor canvas board. Just for transparency, I'm sponsored by Frederick's, and they supplied us with the canvas that we are giving away tonight, or this painting. So we're going to be doing some actual just canvas giveaways with Frederick's coming up soon too. So now that Aqua Show is over, I can start focusing on some other stuff. But this canvas, it's a watercolor canvas board, and they are super smooth. Trying to focus a little bit to keep it smooth. Oh, I just got a text. I bet it's from Nick telling me who the winner is. I'll announce that in just a moment. Okay, let's rinse the brush and let's see who is getting our pop art flamingo when it's done. Well, I take forever to ship these. If you've won one, you know I take forever to ship these out. So you'll have a wait, but let's see. The winner is Pamela Brooks from Kentucky. Yay, congratulations, Pamela. You get a flamingo. Let's see. Dee said, I make them freeze desserts so I don't eat it all. Two of us are gluten-free and dairy-free. Oh, that's a good idea. I think just knowing it was there, though. That's too hard. Stephen Wood said, I love the painting. Need to get more confident with acrylics. You just need to paint more. That really is where that confidence is going to come, is just that experience. You're going to make some ugly things. You're going to make some mistakes, and that is okay. Like right there, I made a mistake with the line there. But it didn't freak me out because I know how to fix it real quick. So lots of practice. And don't worry if you are disappointed that you didn't win this one. We will be having lots of giveaways now that we're back to doing our regular Thursday or Wednesday painting brush. Now that we're done with the digital painting for a bit here, we will be having more giveaways. So lots of chances coming up to win. I don't like that. Hold on. Actually, when it dries, I'm going to go over. I'm going to fix that line. I could do it now, but it'll probably make a bigger mess. Yeah, I'd be better off just to wait for that to dry and fix around that eye. Gypsy Heart said, brush mileage is a huge step in drawing and painting to garner not only more skills, but more confidence in yourself, I think. Yeah, there's a quote. I had it in my email from, what was it, this morning, that it was basically like increasing your failure rate increases the speed, like how good your work will be, or the speed. I forget what it was, but it was really good. We've got to do a lot of failures. That's part of the process. And it's very discouraging when we expect everything to be very, like, really good right off the bat. You're not going to have as good of a time as if you go in knowing I need to paint some ugly stuff. All right, Dr. D said, I always hold my breath when doing lines like that. You're a queen to be able to breathe through that. Yeah, you notice I stopped talking on some of that too. I know what you mean completely. See, I stopped talking. One of the very few times you'll get me to shut up. Although after Aquashella, my throat, oh my gosh, I had lost my voice so bad. I'm like, there's no way. I was worried it would stay gone. It wouldn't be back in time for the live stream. It was so bad from talking all weekend. I bet my husband enjoyed me being quiet for once. I've got a few lines I'm going to touch up there that I'm not in love with once the black dries. It got super quiet in here. Quiet makes me uncomfortable. I think that's why I have to talk all the time. It's too quiet. Usually have audio books going, but obviously that is not going to be suitable for the live stream. Lay down, Gibson. Down. Luckily, I think one of the reasons too that I'm able to talk while doing these lines, they don't have to be perfect. Like, it's not like it doesn't have to be perfect. Variation is good, so it works. Get a bunch of little lines in here to do. Let's see. These are just kind of a mess of lines, so I'm not going to worry too much about those. It doesn't super matter which direction they go in. So the way that I do these pop art pieces to kind of figure out where I want the blotches to be, I put it into Photoshop and I use, I think it's the cutout filter, and I play with that and it gives you this sort of look. And then I go through and just outline with black where I want the heavier lines. Cat's Right Book said, I get so depressed in the winter, and you? No, but I wonder, so I was talking about this with somebody, and I wondered if so you get the seasonal depression normally just from not being exposed to the sun. So if you're not already taking vitamin D, talk to your doctor first. This is not medical advice, but if you're able to take vitamin D, then you should probably be taking vitamin D, because that's usually what causes that seasonal depression for people. I'm under light. I wonder, I'm like, do the lights, I don't know if this one does, but the lights that I used to be under, I looked into, I'm like, are those daylight bulbs like making a difference? I don't know. I didn't look into them further than that, but I mean, I'm under a light all day long for hours and hours at a time. So I wondered if that had anything to do with it, because I never really deal with that, but I freaking hate the winter. I won't say that I'm depressed. I don't really deal with the depression anymore. I did back before when you had celiac disease. That messes with your like that one. I was bad then, but I don't really deal with it much anymore. I don't like the winter. I don't like the cold. I don't like I'm not thrilled about that, but I'm also not. It's not something that I've had a hard time with as far as depression any more than me just being extra whiny. But like actually feeling depressed, I'm lucky in that I haven't had to deal with that. But see if vitamin D might help you, because a lot of people deal with a lack of vitamin D in the winter. And so that may be the very thing that could make a difference. I don't know, talk to your doctor, but see if that's going to be a fit for you, because that might help. This is too dark. That is not, nothing over here is going on. Right, hold on. Much better. Thanks, Paul. Paul said, yeah, seasonal affective disorder. That's what it is. Yeah, see if you can talk to your doctor and see about, vitamin D's over the counter, but also I don't know like what medications people are on, what interact, so I don't want to be giving medical advice. Talk to your doctor about that, but that helps. I know it does help a lot of people. Don't take too much. You can overdose yourself on that stuff. Use as directed. You know what I really don't miss about not watching TV? Because I used to have it on all the time. We don't have TV at this house. We don't have cable. I don't miss commercials at all. It's very nice. Paula said, but honestly, I love the sun. I love the UV rays, especially the hot sun, hot sunny early afternoon around 1 to 3 p.m. Ugh, I love it. And the breeze and the iced tea and the cool rays of the sun. I am right there with you on that. Yeah, I absolutely. So like I think there's a difference, because your depression, you can have just where you're like me, where I'm just like, I hate this weather. I'm whiny and I don't like it. But then you have where there's actually an imbalance going on that you need to address. And so that's where I'm like, definitely speak to your doctor, but talk to them about vitamin D for sure. And that's something that's just good for you in general. Well, for most people. Don't know what medication. I don't know if that interacts with medications at all. Like I genuinely have no idea, which is why I'm not comfortable saying, hey, go pick this up and buy it. Like, do your research. But it's something that I take all the time. Like, it's just really, like, most people have a shortage of vitamin D. We all spend too much time inside. Let's see. Eos said, I also get seasonal depression, but that's because I live in the Great White North. Oh, that'd do it for me. I don't think I could handle it. It's pretty. Well, some areas. I remember my friend, he used to live in Maine, and he had sent me photos of, he was in New Hampshire. You're right. It's all like the same area to me. I'm used to Texas, where it takes an entire day to drive from one end to the other, whereas like Maine and New Hampshire, you're like, oh, I drove for 5 minutes and I went through both states. But it's not that close, but Anyway, he would send me photos where he was working as a surveyor, a land surveyor. So he's outside all the time. And some of the photos out in those forests, oh my God, it was gorgeous. That almost made me want I kind of want to live somewhere that looks like that in the winter, but I don't think I could deal with the cold because I'm a big, huge pansy. This would be so much easier and faster with a marker. Yeah, Cat's Art Picks, I think in your case, definitely talk to your doctor about it. You've got more going on there, so definitely make sure you're talking to your doctor about what's going to be best in your case. Don't let that go. Paul said, I don't know, Lisa, but hot afternoons weirdly calm me down. Something about it makes me feel alive, and just driving around with the heat of the sun just makes me happy. I like going outside and just standing, like you're like the wind and the sun. I know what you mean. Like it's just that feeling. Like spring. I am so already looking forward to spring when it first starts warming up. And just to go outside and then, oh, I can't wait. I'm already excited. Which is silly. Here in Texas, like right now it's been a bit cooler, but we will always have like go back into having days where we're in the 70s and the 80s. We swing all over the place here. But I'm like, I want spring hot, like where I know it's going to get even hotter soon. That's what I'm looking forward to. Eo said, Banff is beautiful, but I live further north where the landscape is so boring and dark. Yeah, I'm not sure what area he was in. I don't remember. I just remember those photos going, oh my gosh. Of course, you can take a photo and make it look amazing, but when you were there in person, you're like, this doesn't look the same. So I don't know. I remember he came and visited us here in Texas, and he kept saying how Texas doesn't have trees. And I'm like, what are you talking? We have trees. We have tons of trees. He's like, these aren't trees. Apparently you guys up north have different trees than ours. Gypsy Heart said, in Atlanta, we're currently experiencing 3 seasons in one day. You can never dress accordingly either. It was kind of like that for us this weekend. Pamela said, I'm so excited. I love your bird paintings. Yay! Thank you. I have other bird pop art ones. There was was it a chickadee? What was it? No, it was a robin that I was considering doing too. I couldn't decide. But you know me and flamingos. I got all excited. Flamingo will win out in most cases for me. I really like this guy. I want to paint one like this for myself. So I'm thinking another pop art bird or a pop art something next week. Let me know what do you guys think I should paint? Give me subject matter. I can't promise what you suggest is what will work out or what I will go with, but I'd love to hear your ideas of what you'd like to see. Pop art just so fun. And it's something I can get done pretty quickly, so that works out well for these. We did a lot of impressionistic stuff for the other giveaways, and we're going to do more of those too. But I'd like to get a few more pop art pieces. Maybe I'll get an actual marker to do that with before then, if I make it to an art store. Actually, is that it? Am I done? I think I'm done. I wanted to fix an area around the eye and sign it, and I will be done. A starfish? Huh. The right photo, that would really be cool. Actually, you know what? I need to not be lazy. I need to write down. Oh, I'm too old to be running over. Let's write down your suggestions. I like the idea of a starfish. Cardinal or an eagle. Frogs? Frogs would be cute. I've got some good photos of frogs. So I'm probably going to do a few weeks in a row of pop art because you guys are giving me some good ideas. A frog sitting on a flower. So that could be part of the frog one. So I've got that down. Paul said, I think you're the only one who makes this kind of pop art. I don't know. I doubt it. I'm sure. I don't think there's anything I do that's super original. Art by Dr. B said, bravo, well done, Lisa. I'm going to leave like right now. Okay, bye. Thanks for joining. Monica said, I just started my photography back up since I'm getting ready to be a mom at 38. Yay! You're about to be a great aunt in January. Oh, how exciting. Send photos. Sailfish. You know, it's fun though with the idea of doing the fish and starfish. I can share it over on my favorite reef keeping forum. My brain just shut down. Humblefish. So I can, some of those, my friends over there may like to watch those. How much can I swing this pencil around? How about a frog? We've got that written down. A dragonfly would be cute. Greyhounds. Yeah, I've done greyhounds. They would too. Okay. Let's go ahead and sign this and we will be done. I'm going to, oh wait, no, I needed to fix the eye really quick. We are almost done. So typically when I do pop art stuff, I don't want tiny, tiny detail, but that was one area I screwed up my line on. It did not look attractive. So we're gonna go ahead and pull that opposite direction a bit more. There we go. Much better. Okay, and I will use the same black paint. Let's sign over here. Now, because this is so dark, what I will probably do is take white and just kind of do little highlights under it so it stands out a bit more, but that is good. Oh, I need to finish the signature though. I'm going to do this down because I can't see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay, and done. So this, I like it a little bit better in person. The one thing that is not really showing accurate, this is actually fairly accurate, but you can't see, this red looks a little bit darker in the video. I don't know, I guess it's close. It's semi-close. I do like it better in person, but I'm not unhappy with how that is actually showing up pretty good in the film. So there we go. That is done. Koi fish. Ooh, that's a good one. I actually talked to someone this weekend that is, if you look up Greg the Pond Guy, I'm going to be getting hopefully some photos from him of koi. So I've got some koi paintings coming up in the future I'm super excited about. Snow leopard, that would actually, snow leopard would be too, I think it would take too long for one of these videos. It has to be something, I guess I didn't give you the specifications of suggestions I wanted. I'm going to write it down, but I don't think I can do that in one. Maybe I'll do a separate snow leopard video, but I think for these, it's too, actually, I think I will. I think we're going to have a Patreon snow leopard video coming up soon here. But it's too much to get done in 2 hours. Secretary bird, possibly. Yeah, I'm going to do a few, Paul. Red panda. Fennec fox. Okay, I'm going to stop with my suggestions there because I've got a good list going. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for entering the contest. If you're not already following on MeWe, please do. That is, it's like Facebook, but without the algorithms. So if you follow someone, you actually get to see everything that they post, which is amazing. So, ooh, Tara, that hat looks amazing. I just pulled up MeWe really quick. Ah, Joseph had line art. Look how cool. Can you see that? It doesn't look as good on here. Let's see MeWe. This is what you get on MeWe. It's awesome. And that is awesome, Tara. You're probably not watching this, but oh, look, little dart frogs. Anyway, that's on mine. But what was I going to look at here? I pulled this up to, I don't even know what I was looking at. Oh, again, congratulations to Pamela Brooks. I was looking at the name again. That's what I was doing. Check out our moderators' channels. The links are in the video description. We've got, the links are all there. They are awesome. Joseph, Nick, Clark Fine Art, Gypsy Heart. We've got all of that information there. So check them out. Thank them. They help us keep away the spam out of the chat. They also, especially Nick and Joseph, do so much for our art groups. So thank you so much. You can follow me over on MeWe, and I'll see you guys on Friday, assuming I'm not like totally, I'm still like my fibro, like last weekend was hard, and I'm still like, is it going to hit me even worse? Because I'm still just so exhausted. So hopefully, I'm still planning on having the critique on Friday. If not, it would be the following. But hopefully I'll see you guys here on Friday, and I'm hoping to get tomorrow's video edited of the Aquashella footage. So thank you so much, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. Bye.